The Interior Minister General Sheikh Rashid bin Abdullah Al Khalifa attended a ceremony by the General Directorate of Verdict Enforcement and Alternative Sentencing, marking the graduation of the first batch of the Open Presence Program beneficiaries. The program represents the fundamental humanitarian values and principles of the reform project of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa. The ceremony also honored winners of projects, success partners and supporters of government bodies, companies and national organizations. The minister asserted that the Open Presence Program represents a success story that reflects the development of enforcing the alternative sanctions and measures law within the enhancement approach of humanitarian programs and initiatives of the values and principles of the reform project of His Majesty the King. He hailed the ongoing support provided by the government led by His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister to carry out reform projects. He thanked government bodies, national organizations and companies for supporting rehabilitation and training programs for the Open Presence Program beneficiaries. He hailed the dedication, sincerity and professionalism of General Directorate of Verdict Enforcement and Alternative Sentencing and the program's organizers through developing rehabilitation programs and reinforcing cooperation with community organizations. He also thanked the beneficiaries for their commitment, discipline and seriousness during the program, contributing to their active integration into society. Meanwhile, the Director General of Verdict Enforcement and Alternative Sentencing, Sheikh Khalid bin Rashid Al Khalifa, asserted that the graduation ceremony of the first batch of the Open Presence Program beneficiaries reflects the humanitarian values and principles of the reform era of His Majesty the King. He stated that since the endorsement of the Alternative Sanctions and Measures Law per the directives of His Majesty the King and the follow-up of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, this civilized and humanitarian project has become a bright side of the human rights in Bahrain. He said that during the last 5 years, the instructions of the Interior Minister were a guideline in all operations and implementation procedures. The Open Presence Program becomes one of the alternative sanctions phases and a remarkable step in the reform system. It is a source of pride to Bahrain and the human rights system. He said the program is the first of its kind in the Middle East and an innovative experience that works to rehabilitate and train middle and high-risk beneficiaries through the highest international standards to integrate them into society. The Director General highlighted a side of the success story stated on the 1st and 21st of August 2022, the first phase of the first batch reached 48 candidates, as 96% of them succeeded in reaching the second phase that started on the 2nd of April 2023. During the implementation of the Phase 13, beneficiaries got permanent jobs in partnership with the private sector. The success of the first batch paved the way for the second batch of 57 candidates. He affirmed that the success achieved reflects the support provided to the Open Presence Program by the Interior Minister. Meanwhile, the beneficiaries expressed thanks and appreciation to the Interior Minister, His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, expressing gratitude for the support of the Interior Minister and the Director General of the Verdict Enforcement and Alternative Sentencing. The Interior Minister honored the supporters, partners, distinguished beneficiaries and those who provided winning projects. He toured an exhibition that showcases the beneficiaries' projects that were designed at the workshops of the Open Presence Complex.
It was very inspiring. I actually had the chance and privilege to visit the Open Prison a few months ago, and I got to see it and meet some of the people that we saw today and hear their stories. And then to see them today finishing their program was really impressive and really inspiring. The other thing that was really impressive was we got to see the ideas, the competition, and really incredible ideas and kind of innovation. And I think one of the neat things about this is that it recaptures the innovation of Bahrainis and allows them to re-enter society and contribute to the country again. It's also really a good example of reform and forward thinking that characterizes Bahrain. It's also, like I said, it's a chance for a second chance for individuals and for the country. And we're proud to have played a very small part in just supporting with technical assistance. The UK Embassy played such a huge role. There are American organizations, UK organizations. But to see this type of international cooperation come together with a Bahraini idea and help Bahrain make its own vision come to reality, it was nice to be part of it. And Bahraini should be proud. The ministry should be proud. And we look forward to seeing where it goes from here.
So today I came kindly invited by His Excellency the Minister of Interior to see the graduation of the Open Prisons programme, and I'm hugely impressed by what I've seen. This is an amazing initiative, leading initiative in the region, and it's really successfully transforming lives, and I think it owes much to the vision and leadership of His Majesty and of His Excellency the Minister of Interior. And for the UK, we think that this is just a fabulous thing to be doing for the Bahraini people, but also it really is flying a beacon in the region and modelling a new approach that people, I think, should be looking to.
Bahrain national handball